Another day with unseasonably cold air here in central and eastern Kentucky. At least we saw some sunshine this morning, which actually helped temperatures to moderate a bit more than anticipated. We reached the mid to even upper 20s, even 30 or 2 down south. Big story for Friday. Light snow back on the table to close out January, even into Saturday, and the other part of it, more Arctic air as well. Frigid temperatures and once again, bitterly cold wind chills, something that we did not have to deal with this morning. Didn't have any wind at all, so that helped. And it looks like we'll finally sneak back to around the freezing mark for highs into early next week, albeit briefly. The morning sunshine giving way to clouds, and you see some returns on the radar. All this is elevated. Obviously, the surface is still fairly dry as the mid to upper level wave comes in from the west. Will eventually saturate things up from top to bottom, and I think see some light snow showers overnight into early tomorrow, especially here in the bluegrass. A live look at Mount Sterling there in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse. We're 25, so as mentioned, temperature's pretty good across the area despite the overcast conditions. McKee, Jackson County Mesonet, 25 as well, so across the area. Mentioned a couple of spots, 30 down south, Monticello and Manchester. Elsewhere into the low and mid 20s. And this evening, it's not going to cool off as fast because we have the cloud cover and very, very light winds. So it's interesting how quickly the body can get acclimated with an extended stretch of unseasonably cold weather. And so it may feel actually a little bit better than it has the last couple of evenings. So between the mid to upper level wave and this low pressure, those will kind of work hand in hand to at least produce some light snow showers, and it'll be kind of the dry, fluffy snow given the cold air in place and the additional cold that will be on the way late tomorrow and into the weekend. The snow eventually spreads eastward through the afternoon tomorrow. I think generally speaking, a light coating to maybe an inch. The impact that you will notice will be on the roadways. Of course, school's out, so no issues there. But for the morning commute tomorrow, could have a little bit of an impact. Those areas, of course, the main roads that have been plowed nicely over the last few days. An inch or two in the deeper blue down south and east, that may be a little bit more problematic, of course. And as a result, winter weather advisory in purple for our southern and eastern counties. Temperature trend, the other part of the equation here. Look at that. Here we go again. Down into the single digits for early morning lows. Teens for highs, and you have the wind element as well. It's this low that'll really strengthen off the eastern seaboard and then ride right up the coast. That's going to mean some legitimate snows through the mid-Atlantic, the Carolinas, maybe as far back as lingering into eastern Kentucky. But boy, that north to northeast wind is just going to be drilling that frigid air in. So that's going to keep us in the teens through the weekend. So just not a chance to break out of it. And here's the worst part. Wind chills a factor yet again to the tune of -5, -10, maybe even -15, even Saturday afternoon here. I think we hover around 0 for the wind chill. Could do it all again Sunday morning before those winds do begin to relax out a bit for the second half of the weekend as we welcome February. So as a result, 1 a.m. tomorrow night to 1 p.m. Saturday, another cold weather advisory for those wind chills expected to be 5 to 10 degrees below 0, so keep that in mind. Chances tomorrow of snow, lower end, mainly east Saturday, and then we've got a fast-moving clipper that's going to dive in here for Groundhog Day. The frigid air will begin to relax out relatively quickly. There's that system diving in on Monday. Very little fanfare, maybe a few passing snow showers. And look out to the west here. This is a system that's going to head our way. It doesn't look major, but it could be impactful because we could have at least initially a bit of a wintry mix before changing over to possibly rain and or snow showers as we see a bit of a southwest wind, which plays to our advantage because it gets us above freezing during that window ahead of that system. But first things first, light snow showers 13 overnight, so not quite as cold. It will be colder tomorrow afternoon, 20 the high, probably early afternoon. Scattered light snow showers moving more east and southeast as the day progresses. And the chances on Saturday, mainly in the eastern mountains, again, were frigid again through the weekend. That does not even include the wind chills that'll be way down there again. Groundhog Day on Monday, the clipper rolls on by, and then there we go. We're finally back at or above freezing, but we'll have to keep an eye on that system set to arrive here in the bluegrass by the mid part of next week.